The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
It occurred to me that perhaps we could speak about the greatest woman that lived in our lifetime, and that was Rebbe Batsheva Kanievsky. Now, I want to tell you the greatest story that I ever heard about her. Now, I wrote about this in the book that I wrote after she passed away. Not about her, but I wrote this story among other stories, but this is absolutely incredible. Because every type of person used to come to her for advice. Every tzara that you could imagine. Now there was this girl that was about to marry a goyish fellow. And she had been a frum girl as a child. She went off the derech, Rachmana litzlan, and the parents were besides themselves. And they tried everything in the world to convince her. And nobody was able to convince her not to marry this guy. So they decided that they are going to take her to the Rebbitzin, and maybe the Rebbitzin could speak to her. Rebbitzin never saw this girl before, and she goes in, and the Rebbitzin asks that the parents should stay outside, and she talks to this girl for a very long time. The Rebbitzin was a very, very warm person. This girl knew what she wanted, obviously. And then at the end, when she was about to leave, the girl says to the Rebbitzin, "Look, Rebbitzin, you've been very kind to me, but I'm going to marry him. But I will tell you this, you've been so kind to me that I am ready to undertake any mitzvah that you tell me. Just tell me one thing, and whatever you tell me, I'm going to do." Now, think about it for a minute. What mitzvah do you think the Rebbitzin would tell her? She's got one crack at this, one chance, right? The girl's going to marry the guy. And she says, "I'm going to do one thing, whatever you want." Right? Some people would say Shabbos, right? Some people would say maybe Tar Samashpah, I don't know, whatever. You know what the Rebbitzin said? "I want you to say a perik of Tillim every day. Just say one perik of Tillim every day." The girl couldn't believe it. She said, "That's all?" "Yeah." Okay, so they kiss, and she's about to leave. So Rabbi said, "No, let's say the one together first. Let's say one together." And the Rebbitzin opens up her Tillim, okay? And she opens up her Tillim. Now, everybody cannot believe this thing, and I still don't know. Did she open it up? Did she know that this would be there? How could she know it? She opened it up one page, and it was there. There's Perik Mem Gimel, Pasuk Aleph. If you look it up, you won't believe it. It says like this. This girl's name was Riva. The Pasuk says, "Shafteni Elikim, Hashem, please judge me. Veriva Rivi, and battle my battles. Migoy loy chosid, from a goy that's not with kindness. May ish mirma, from a person of deceit, va'avla tefalteni. Save me from such a person." Now, this girl, her mouth dropped open. Now, whether the Rebbitzin knew this pasuk was there, or whether I believe she just happened to open it, it's a miracle either way. I mean, how many times have we said Tillim? Who could think that this is going to be the pasuk that she'll be able to all of a sudden think about and open it up on one page? Well, this girl was so stunned that she burst out crying, and the Rebbitzin started crying too. She couldn't believe it herself. And they held on to each other, and they cried for 10 minutes on each other's shoulders. And then she looked up into Rebbitzin and she said, "I won't marry him." Could you imagine? So now in my Tillim, of course, in Perik Mem Gimel, I have this underlined. Because every time I say this kapitel, I want to remember. Shafteni Elikim, Veriva Rivi, Migoy, Loy Chosid, May Yishmirma V'avla Tefalteni. That's what happens to tzaddikim at Tzidkoniyasin. The Eibishter is right there, guiding every single thing that they do.
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org